Hello and welcome back to Throttle Thrasher. This is going to be sort of like a change on the channel. If you're already subscribed, basically this is my new bike. It's a 1010 250 RX from Fun Bikes. Yes, it's Chinese. I'm fully aware of that, so fuck anyone that's got a problem with that. I'm not a professional rider. It's like one of the first, well, it is the first proper dirt bike I've had since having a 125 two-stroke KMX a few years back. It's the first proper dirt bike that I've had. As you can see, it's not road legal, hence why I'm in Mexico. If you know what that means. Yeah, I've owned this bike about 3 days. I picked it up second hand. I paid $975 for it. It needed a new carburetor. This is the pretty side. I'll show you the other side now. This is the not so pretty side, only because it's missing the plastic here. So I need to get a new one of them. I've already put a new carb on today because it was missing the idle screw, so it wasn't running very well. But yeah, getting onto the bike anyway. So as you can see, it's a full-size dirt bike, full-size motocross size. You can buy these from Fun Bikes. They used to sell like pit bikes and stuff like that, but they also now sell a couple of dirt bikes. They do two models in this bike, the RX and the R. The difference is the frame is a bit skinnier on the R, not quite as solid, and it's got smaller wheels for, like, youths basically, but it's still bigger than a pit bike. And then you've got the RX, which is this one, which is full size. They're both 250s. The engines are identical. It is the MR2 engine because they did an earlier model. This one's the 1010, and before this one it was the MR2 250, or MR1, I can't remember which, but it was basically, yeah, it was an identical bike. For the people that do own one of these, a good thing to note straight away if you've got one of these or are thinking about buying one of these, you can, obviously, if you like, I need plastics, you can just put 1010 plastic straight on, which are cheap. They're like 70 quid. But the CRF 2014 CRF 250 plastics also fit this bike straight bolt on. So I'm thinking about getting a set of them at some point. As you can see, like I say, it's a full-size dirt bike, so 21 inch wheel on the front and 18 on the back. I know most normal dirt bikes are 19, but it's got big suspension, so it makes up for that extra bit. It's adjustable suspension, so you can higher or lower it. It's really good suspension. It's really soft, to be fair. As you can probably tell, this is sort of like a little review. Like I said, I've only had the bike 3 days, so I'll do a longer term review. I've had it 3 days, but I have done about 10 hours, maybe 15 hours on it. I've actually fucking shredded this bike in the last few days, as you can see from all the mud. The owner I got it off had only ridden it a few times. It was a bit tatty, but yeah, it came up like sort of new, really. As you can see from the Who's That scratched in on the front, the previous owner resprayed this, but they didn't sand it down or prime it or anything, so it's all just peeling off. So I was just being a dick and wrote Who's That. Obviously, if you know Who's That, then you know Who's That. It makes sense. If not, then it makes it look like Who Got a Number Plate. But yeah, like I said, I've had the bike 3 days. I can't really fault it at the minute. It's really fucking nice. Actually, no, the only thing I can fault so far, which is nothing major, is just because it's so fucking loud. It makes the bike vibrate loads. So you do feel, when you're properly like opening it up, you feel the vibration in your feet, which is a bit annoying. But that's just because the end can. This is stock, but stupidly fucking loud. Stupidly loud. Like, I'm used to loud bikes. Usually it's the louder bike, the better. But this is fucking stupidly loud. It's a bit hard to creep round. You can just about, but it's not really got a proper stealth mode. As you can see, it's got big chunky upside down forks. Yeah, like I said, 250 engine. It's actually, well, it's technically a 233. Loads of power there. I'd say top end speed, you're probably like 70, 75. I'd say just as quick top speed as a 125, but obviously it's a 250, so it's extremely torquey. It pops, I can wheel it, power wheelie it in second and third gear on the hills and stuff like that. It's kind of I'm not gonna lie, it's a little beast. I know that's probably what any 250 would do, but I'm obviously not used to it. I've come from 125 to this, so it feels fucking amazing. Quarter turn throttle, so nice, short and snappy. 5-speed gearbox. The gearbox is like really short, if that makes sense. Like, the gears are really close together. Yeah, it feels nice. I've done a first oil change on it today, just because I've shredded it for a few days and obviously bought it second hand. These bikes new are about 2,200, so for value for a motocross bike, like I say, I'm not planning on having this forever. The plan with this is to basically, get used to doing off-roading again, green laning, do some new content for the channel. That's what everyone wants to see anyway. And then basically upgrade in a few months, or when winter comes, to a KTM or a Yam or a fucking Honda or something. Basically, this is just a nice little starter bike. Like I say, last 3 days I've had it. I can't really fault it. feels really nice to ride, built well. I've done 3 nut and bolt checks because I've been up proper green lanes, which I'll get a GoPro again soon, and I'll obviously be able to take some proper riding videos, and you'll see the kind of lanes I'm on about. But the lanes have been brutal, and they are brutal around here, so I've been doing nut and bolt checks every couple of days just to make sure it's all good. Checking all the spokes, which you can obviously do just by running your fingers around the wheel, just to make sure none of the spokes are loose, because that's usually an indication that they're going to come off and go into the wheel. So yes, it's always good to check your spokes. I've just noticed there is a slightly loose one there, which is not good. So that'll need tightening. But yeah, so yeah, like I say, considering what I've done with the bike already, it's held up really good, and it looks like it's going to hold up good. And the other bonus to this bike is because it's Chinese, all the parts are fucking pence, no, not pence, but they're cheap as fuck. So if I blow up the engine, worst case scenario, 600 quid or 650, and it's got a brand new engine in it. So it's a no-brainer to me, really. Like that's nothing for an engine. Just swap the whole engine out, done. All the other parts are cheap as fuck. You know, I think the shock's one of the more expensive things because it's got a really good shock on it. So the shock's like just under 100 quid or £90, I think it is. But like you can get the full plastics kit in black or white, for £69.99 or £79.99, one of the two. Graphics kit's like 25 quid. Tires are like £40 for the rear, and I think like 30 for the front. I'm not sure, something like that. But have a look on Fun Bikes. They've got all the parts available that you need. Cause like I say, it was the same bike as the one before it, the MR1 or the MR2. So it's universal parts for it. All available. You can get them in 2-day delivery, which is pretty good. I ordered the card the day I picked the bike up, and it just arrived today. Bolted straight on, nice and easy. That was it really. Just out shredding it again. Like I say, if people want to let me know what they want to see on the channel, obviously I plan on doing enduro videos, things like that, off-roading videos as much as I can. Obviously I live in a very nice place in the middle of nowhere, so there's woodlands, green lanes, everything, beaches. I've got all of it, like I say, just over there. That blue in the distance is the sea. So I'm right along the coastline, surrounded by about 6 or 7 beaches. But yeah, like I say, help me out. Let me know what you want to see on the channel. If you're a subscriber and you've got a Zontes, then I'm sorry, but get rid of it. And I'm sorry for not answering any questions, but yeah, out with the old, in with the new. That's the way I look at it. Like I say, I highly recommend these bikes. Obviously, I'll do a longer term review in the next couple of months, and we'll go through, obviously, you know, what I've had to do to the bike maintenance-wise, shit like that. And I'll let you know whether it's still a good bike or not. Like I say, I can already tell as a beginner bike, this is absolutely perfect. Like absolutely perfect as an adult anyway. Like I say, you know, for the money I had 1,200 quid to go and buy an off-road bike. I obviously, first thing I looked at was Yams, Honda, Kawasaki, all the big brands. But for 1,200 quid, the only ones you're going to get are shagged, blown up, you know, that you just can't be trusted. And so for the money, this was the best I could get. Like I say, the person before me had only ridden it a few times. It's only a year old. Even new at 2.2, that's, you know, that's nothing really for a fucking brand, especially for a brand new like motocross bike out the factory. I think it's about 2.4 with delivery and getting it built, if you want them to build it and put the handlebars on and wheels and stuff. And well, you can just do that yourself and save yourself like 100 quid. But yeah, like I say, I can already tell as a beginner bike, this is like the perfect thing, really. Like absolutely perfect. Like yeah, I'm already getting a bit cocky on it, I can't lie. But yeah, like I say, stay tuned to the channel. It's obviously my first video in a little while, so sorry I'm a bit rusty and just waffling. I'm fucking excited by this bike. It's such a nice bike. But yeah, let me know what you want to see, and please hit like and subscribe, and that'll let me know that, you know, you're into this kind of thing and you want to see more, and I'd appreciate it. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Throttle Thrasher out.